Space, the final woke frontier. These are the voyages of everyday Eric. His painful 3-season mission to avoid strange new worlds, seek out decent Star Trek, and to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Eric here to talk Star Trek with Koki and the 5 of you who care. That's alright because episode 2, part 2 of season 3 of PICARD is even better than the first one. It's called Disengage, the second half of this episode. Oh my, it was good. It was good. This is a good season. You know how I know? Because this shirt, my polyester Kirk shirt, is smelly already. So you know I've been perspirating and getting excited. Normally the Kirk shirt doesn't smell until the 9th episode of a season of PICARD. So this one's a good one. All right, let's get into it. All right, so part 2 of PICARD season 3 is called Disengage, and it starts off with a flashback. We go back 2 weeks. Jack Crusher is aboard the Helios 12, and he's dropping off medical supplies to some planet. He's stopped by some space rangers, and he ends up bribing them because he also has weapons aboard the Helios. So what's up with Jack, right? And the rangers, as they leave, they get on the comm and they say, notify the marked woman that we've found him. Then we cut to the present day, and it's Jack and PICARD and Riker all aboard the Helios ship, and right there is the big Shrike ship. And Jack says, oh, everyone's hunting me. The Klingons, the Federation, the Rangers. So what's going on with Jack? And then we cut to the Titan, and Shaw still won't help PICARD or Riker. He tells Seven, I'm not going to risk 500 souls for 2 relics who think that a couple of brass medals make them golden boys. They dug their grave. They took you with them. So at this point, I'm like, man, we got writing, we got actors that have an opportunity to shine. I'm like, this is good. This is nothing like season 1 or season 2 of PICARD. This is an awesome reset. And then Riker, he's looking at Jack and he's telling PICARD, there's something familiar about this Jack. And I'm thinking, okay, is he PICARD's son at this point? I'm like, nah, that's too obvious, right? He can't be PICARD's son. But the more I look at Jack, I'm like, oh, that might be PICARD's son. The Shrike blow up the shuttle craft that's attached to the Helios. So basically, Riker, PICARD, and Jack, they are trapped aboard the Helios. All right, then things cut to Raffi, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need these Raffi scenes. Raffi's talking to her mysterious handler. All right, about the terrorist attack. All right, and then we cut back to 7 of 9 on the Titan, and 7 of 9 tells Shaw, you could be the hero who saved heroes, or you could be remembered as the captain who let 2 legends die. I mean, come on, writing. It's awesome. So, Shaw's thinking about it. He's thinking about helping, but he's probably not going to help. He's thinking about it. I like how PICARD is really smart this season. So we cut back to the Helios, and PICARD is busy doing something. They're like, what are you doing? And he's planting inhibitors, transporter inhibitors, because he's already ahead of the game, as PICARD should be, because he's thinking they're going to probably try to, transport or teleport Jack off the Helios. And sure enough, they try, the Shrike try, but those inhibitors are there, so the transporter's not working. And then PICARD goes, they're after you like I thought, because they didn't try to beam us out of there. They tried to beam you out of there. So PICARD is on his game this season. It's about damn time. And, the Shrike use a tractor beam and is pulling the Helios towards them, and then the Titan arrives. So Shaw changed his mind. He shows up and beams the crew of the Helios aboard. I love this. At this point, we have great ship-to-ship Star Trek action. Feels like classic Star Trek. Then we cut back to Raffi, and I'm going, oh, no, we're cutting back to Raffi. She meets with the father of her son. He's connected some way, and there's some family drama, but she has the opportunity to act, so it's still well written, and she needs to find out how to get to this guy Sneed, because Sneed is somehow connected to the terrorist attack. He was a broker for the attack, allegedly. So she's trying to connect those dots. Then we go back to the Titan, and we meet the commander of the Shrike ship. And it's Frau Farbissina from Austin Powers. No, it's not. She introduces herself as Captain Vadek. We don't know. That's not someone we've seen before, I believe. But she's very familiar with Starfleet, and she knows Picard is a robot. Oh, I'm trying to forget that, and she knows that. And she wants Jack Crusher. She says that he's broken a lot of laws. And Amanda Plummer plays this Captain Vadek, and she's really chewing up the scenery as this villain. And I like it. It's really cool. She's so confident her ship is the baddest ass ship in the universe that she's like lighting whatever it is, she's lighting a cigar and leaning back and saying, I'm going to lower my shields, and you guys can even scan me to see how badass my ship is. Go ahead, you do that. I'll let you do that. She's lighting up and laughing and giggling. She's having a lot of fun. It's a fun character. All right, we're almost at the good stuff. All right, so Vadek is showing off. She uses a tractor beam to throw the Helios into the Titan. And they're doing a background check on Jack. Shaw finds out that Jack is bad news. He's a fugitive from the law. He's like, listen, let's just turn Jack over to Vadek so we can save my crew and be done with this nonsense. And Picard is like, no, he deserves due process. We don't know what's going on here. And so he's talking to Jack in the brig, and he asks Jack, who's your father? And he says, I don't have a father. And meanwhile, Raffi meets this Ferengi gangster, Sneed. She's pretending not to be Starfleet. He smells Starfleet all over her. He makes her do drugs to prove she's not Starfleet. You know, she has a background with drugs, but she takes the drugs and she's trying to play it off. And she's like, no, I work for that terrorist that you set up. And Sneed's like, oh, you do, huh? And then he pulls the head out of the terrorist, saying, I don't think you do work for this guy. And Raffi knows that she's screwed. She's fading. She's on the drugs. Sneed's busted her. And all of a sudden comes Worf out of nowhere with a batleth and starts whooping all these guards and cuts Sneed's head off. It was badass. And they're playing like the Klingon music from the first Star Trek movie. Oh, it was pretty badass. So Worf, I guess, was the handler. There you go. Nice payoff for all those Raffi scenes. All right, so meanwhile, back on the Titan, Jack wants to turn himself over to Vadek, actually, to save his mother, because his mother was in cryostasis. They beamed her aboard as well. So Jack escapes his cell, and meanwhile, though, Riker goes to crush her and like wakes her up out of cryo. And Jack goes to the transporter room and is ordering them, you transport me aboard the Shrike. That's the name of the bad ship. And all of a sudden, on the deck of the Titan, on the bridge of the Titan, Riker comes in with Crusher, Beverly Crusher, and Crusher and Picard are looking at each other. And it's just an awesome scene. Neither of them say anything, but the acting is so strong with them looking at each other that Picard knows Jack is my son. And so Picard, for the first time, he becomes Picard. He's got power in his voice, power in his delivery. He seems like he's not a weakling anymore. And he says, Admiral's orders, shut down the transporter, shut down the shuttle. And Shaw is like, why? And Picard goes, because he's my son. And then Shaw is like, you could see Shaw, he's like, fuck. He's like, oh, he sees exactly what's going to happen. We're in it now. All right, I get it. You know, it's just freaking awesome. And at that moment, Jean-Luc Picard is back as Admiral Picard, the way he should be. All right, I forgot to mention this part, but there was a running clock in the episode. Vadek gave the Titan 15 minutes to hand over Jack. So we had that like running clock thing going on. They always do that in all these Star Trek movies. Sometimes you even have just like 1 minute. I forget the movie right now off the top of my head, but Enterprise, you have 1 minute to do something, you know. And then Kirk is like, what are we going to do, you know? So the 15 minutes are up and Vadek goes, all right, what's your answer? And then Jean-Luc goes, engage. And then the Titan starts shooting at the Shrike ship. It's awesome. And the Titan goes into the nebula, and Vatic is just laughing. She's loving this. She's relishing the opportunity to hunt down the Titan. So she's still playing the good villain role. I love it. And that's basically it. On to episode 3. I can't wait. This totally feels like Wrath of Khan, and I'm not complaining. I love it. It's awesome. It feels like just awesome. It feels like the movies. It feels like the movies, like a really good Star Trek movie. So I'm all in. This is awesome, guys. If you guys are on the fence, I say go for it. You will not be disappointed. Right, Koki? Right. All right. Just wanted to get this one out for the 5 of you who care. Everybody, have a great day, a great week. I will see you soon. And as always, Koki will see you on the news.